Okay, this is Jonathan, man. I just wanted to make a quick video response to Lion of Mars. He sent this video to me, so it's called That's How You Go Insecurities. You know, it's a little series. I watched it, and I'm just here to refute some things about it. See, now, yeah, first I guess I'm just going to start with some of the, contradictions in the whole series, because I remember one part he talks about how the people got it worse than the serpents and how they got it work and how women become sex slaves, even though I don't really remember in the Bible where God says women have to be sex slaves, but whatever. Then he talks about, all this over a stupid piece of fruit, and then later on he says, oh yeah, it was because, he says the truth. It was because they disobeyed God and they got all that. So, odd there. And then he's like, what makes us so different from the dinosaurs or so different from any other animal? And then he says, we're so different from any other animal. We're so much smarter. We can do things they can only dream of. You know, there's two contradictions there. I guess when it benefits you, you go to one side, and then when it doesn't, you just like to switch. You're not gonna get away with that with me. No. Yeah. So he basically goes on to say that you know, the Bible wasn't written to us, it was written for us. And I guess that's his whole point of this whole thing is basically the Bible is just a man-made thing by people and, you know, because it's written for us. And I'm saying, he's got that right. The Bible is written for us, but it's written for us by God. That's why he doesn't mention the dinosaurs and anything like that. It's not really people. Because people didn't really know that there were mountains under the sea back then, but the Bible did. People didn't really know that the earth was a sphere, but the Bible talks about that. Pathways in the sea, all these things people didn't really know, but the Bible talks about because the Bible knows, as well as the future too, about the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. The Jews getting state of Israel back. These are all things the Bible talks about that people wouldn't have known because people don't know the future. That the Bible makes pretty accurate predictions on. So to say that this is just a person thing is kind of weird. But the main thing that lets me know that the Bible is not just a man-made thing is just its general moral of it, and it's also what separates what separates Christianity from all the other religions, because all the other religions are basically the same. They all have these little things and these little rules and these little regulations where you have to earn your way into heaven. And it's funny because the Bible has things like that. It has the law, and then it has the teachings of Jesus, which say you don't really need the law, you just need to believe. And that actually sounds like God. See, people's thing would be, to earn your way, because that's what they do. People just, it's natural to just think you have to earn your way into something, especially something like heaven. But it would take a God to just give that as a gift, because he simply loves his people. That's godlike. That's not person. That's not, that's not really a human thing. The natural human thing is to make you earn your way, not to give it to you. Now, another thing about the moral of the Bible and how it's so different from, just natural human instincts is, it basically, just a lot of the teachings of Jesus, who teach you to do things like, teach you morals and the law, and how above all the laws, you have to love your neighbor. Above the greatest of all those things is love, is what Jesus talks about, and even love for your enemies. Now, I don't know that these things are unprecedented. Before Jesus, things like this weren't even thought of. For someone to teach about loving your enemies, for someone to die for someone else, all these things were unheard of before Jesus Christ. Of course, there were some imitators after, but, he basically set the tone, and that basically shows me that that was done by God, you know? So, bear with me on the baby. And that's basically all I really wanted to say. John's the man. Peace.